All right, today I'll show you how to make delicious cream puffs with simple ingredients and no fancy tools. Start by stirring the water and salt together. It's the first step in making choux pastry. Next, add the butter. Chopping it into small pieces helps it melt quicker. Choux pastry is best made over medium heat to achieve a smooth, even texture. High heat can burn the dough, while low heat might lead to lumps. Let the butter melt, which should take about a minute. Then give it a good stir to make sure the butter is evenly mixed into the water. Once you see the mix just starting to boil, take the flour and add it into the pot. Start mixing right away. I like using a wooden spoon because it offers better leverage and control for kneading thick dough. Keep stirring until the dough becomes smooth and thick, usually in about 1 to 2 minutes. Then, dry the dough for another 3 to 5 minutes to evaporate any excess moisture. This step helps the dough become denser and maintain its shape better during baking. Now move the dough to a new bowl to let it cool down a bit. I spread the dough evenly across the bowl to help it cool faster. Usually 5 minutes does the trick. Next, it's time to add the eggs. Incorporate them into the choux pastry one at a time to manage the consistency. Thoroughly mix the dough after adding each egg to ensure complete absorption. This technique helps achieve the perfect smoothness and elasticity. If you add all the eggs at once, the dough might become too runny and fail to hold its shape when baked. Add the last egg gradually. Beat it in a separate bowl first, then slowly mix it into your dough in small batches. This method helps you control the consistency more effectively, which is important because the size of eggs can vary, and sometimes 3 might be too much. It seems like it's nearly there, so adding the rest of the egg should work out just fine. For perfect choux pastry, aim for a texture that's smooth, shiny, and just a bit elastic. That should be just right. Now, let's get ready to transfer the dough into a pastry bag. If you don't have one, that's perfectly fine. A simple plastic bag will work just as well. I really appreciate how straightforward this recipe is. There's no need for special nozzles. Just snip off a corner of the bag and you're all set to go. Pipe out the dough into small rounds, roughly the size of a ping pong ball. Be sure to space them out on the baking tray as they'll expand while they bake. Next, dampen your fingertip and press down the pastry peaks for a smoother shape. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Great work. Let's get them in the oven. Meanwhile, we'll start preparing the custard. I begin by combining 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and a pinch of salt. Making custard is easier than it seems. It just takes a few simple tricks, and I'll walk you through each step. Now, let's get the eggs ready. We'll need 3 yolks. It's ideal to use eggs that are at room temperature, as they mix better with the other ingredients, resulting in a smoother custard. If your eggs are cold, you can warm them up quickly by placing them in warm water for a few minutes. Next, we'll heat the milk, but first, sprinkle some sugar at the bottom of the pan. This simple trick prevents the milk from scorching by creating a protective layer as the sugar melts. It's especially useful for achieving a smooth texture in desserts like custards or sauces. I prefer cooking custard on low heat because it thickens more gently and evenly. Heat the milk until you see small bubbles around the edges, but don't let it fully boil. The next step's super important. To keep things smooth, slowly add the dry ingredients to the milk while whisking fast. If you dump everything in at once or take it too slow, you'll end up with lumps. Keep cooking and stirring non-stop until the mixture starts to thicken up. which should take around 1 to 2 minutes. Slowly pour about half a cup of the mixture into the eggs, letting it flow in a thin stream. This gentle pouring warms the eggs gradually. Adding too much hot mixture at once can make the eggs curdle. Gently pour the mixture back into the pot, a little at a time, stirring as you go. This way the texture stays smooth and no lumps form. Keep stirring until the cream thickens up nicely. We're going to let the custard cook on low heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. What we're looking for here is a silky smooth texture, completely lump-free, just a perfectly creamy custard. To check your custard, dip a wooden spoon into it and draw your finger across the back. If the line holds without the custard running, it's ready. Once you take the pan off the heat, feel free to stir in a little vanilla extract to enhance the flavor. Now, pour the custard into a new, ideally chilled container to help it cool quickly and keep that smooth, creamy texture. I use a sieve for this step. It catches any little lumps, ensuring the custard comes out perfectly silky and uniform. Cover with plastic wrap, pressing it directly onto the surface to prevent a skin from forming. Then place in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. I like to mix the custard with whipped cream for extra richness. But if you don't have cream or a mixer, don't worry. Using just the custard alone is still absolutely delicious. We want to whip the cream until it reaches stiff peaks. Just make sure not to overdo it to avoid turning it into butter. All right, take the chilled custard from the fridge. It should be thicker and nicely set now. Then gently fold it into the whipped cream. By the way, if you could leave a comment and let me know which country you're watching from, that would be great. Mix until smooth and well combined, and do your best not to eat it all before the cream puffs are ready. Now, just transfer the cream into a pastry bag, and we'll be ready to take those cream puffs out of the oven. The temperature and baking time are below the video. Just remember, don't open the oven for the first 20 minutes to avoid collapse. The finished cream puffs should be golden and crispy on the outside with a nice hollow center. They should hold their shape well, not collapse or feel too soft. When you cut one open, you'll see a light, airy inside with a perfectly crisp outer layer. If you haven't eaten the cream yet, just fill the cream puffs and enjoy the crispy, slightly salty exterior with the delicate custard inside. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.